views, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television. The original broadcast date is April 19th, 2024. And tonight, I am joined... What the fuck is she holding? Adrian, co-host. Adrian is... No, that was a stuffed animal or something. That was...
Who was that skunk? Across the street.
Don't say that.
Anyway, our guest tonight is Richard Ewell from... Richard, I got a whole list of them here. Son of Frankencon. That's only the first one. Everybody, Frankencon coming up May 10th and 11th, and we're going to be talking about that all night tonight. I also do want to mention Joe Lewis reviews Night Swim at the 45-minute mark. We have 2 celebrity announcements tonight. I have a new event that I'll be telling you about at the bottom of the hour, right after the announcements, in the Lexington area. And I get to get a haircut Thursday, so I can quit wearing this hat.
I love your long hair.
I look like a hippie.
You are a hippie.
You got to get pretty for Frankencon.
I will be beautiful. My hair, Richard, my hair goes, if it only went up, or even I mean, I used to have a mullet. I'm not adverse to long hair, but my hair over the ears grows faster than any other part, and it goes like this.
It waves at people as you walk by.
Yeah, a little breeze goes by. Anyway, you're back at it this year with Frankencon. Gotta give you credit. Nice guest list this year, boys.
Oh, yeah, we're pretty proud of it. When I look at it, like compared to I feel like the first year we've grown every year, so it's nice, and like I feel like we have upped our game a lot this year with a bunch of the people we'll talk about, including like Linnea Quigley was on last week. And we have her, Michelle Bauer, and Brink, so it's nice to have all 3 Scream Queens with us. So that was Corey's dream get. So
I don't blame Corey. I'm gonna say it.
No.
Scarefest was a sausage fest for like the first 11 years, and then finally they started loosening up. And I have to say, I love the Scream Queens. I realize you can have one here or one there. But when you get some of the classic ones together, it's just a joy. By the way, Linnea, I owe her a VCR. I don't know if you got to watch last week's episode, but I owe her a VCR, so I got to bring it down there. But I'll probably need you. I don't think they'll let her on the plane with it. So I'll get with you and I'll pay for it. But I'll need you to UPS that to her home address.
We'll get it shipped to her.
Okay.
Yeah, that won't be a problem.
But yeah, really, everybody in the chat room, they've got the Scream Queen reunion, which is kind of I guess a Slimeball Bowl-orama reunion. Although
that's they were in the Nightmare Sisters, but Nightmare Sisters is a little lesser known. Even though, if you know the story behind it, it was filmed like on the weekend. While Sorority Babes, they just used extra film and stuff from Sorority Babes to do Nightmare Sisters. And Nightmare Sisters is great. I love it. I love Sorority Babes as well. But and then then separately they have all done crazy crazy things, just, I mean, anything, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers and Return of the Living Dead. And
Which, incidentally, as I mentioned last week, do you realize there are no PG-rated trailers for Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers?
Which
There
makes me
aren't.
really happy.
I like showing trailers of my guest, and on that movie, no, wasn't gonna happen.
They were Red Band before Red Band existed.
So everybody, of course, Brian Bremer's going to be down there practically in his neighborhood. Honey the Mail Girl, Ginger Lynn Allen, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You've got a pretty good little selection of people from that. And the other one that you actually announced fairly early, you kind of stepped up to the plate with some Thanksgiving stars.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Thanksgiving. Actually, I have I'm like knee deep in John Carver merch over here. But yeah, Eli Roth Thanksgiving, we were able to get Alex Armbruster, who is the stunt actor behind John Carver. We also got Gabriel Davenport, who has done some things, but mainly Thanksgiving is his big thing for on the horror side. But if you like some like Hallmark movies, I think he's done that. But this is actually his first con. So that's pretty exciting. And Alex just started doing cons back in February. And then we have Ty Olson, who played Mitch in Thanksgiving.
I should have beat him. He's played a lot of shit.
But, I mean, his resume is outstanding. I mean, Supernatural is one of the things that he's most known for. He's only in 10 episodes, but he played the character of Benny, and he's a vampire. So
only in 10 episodes of the biggest TV show to ever hit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the TV show had like 150 episodes.
Well, that's true.
He's not in.
If you want to look on a per capita basis,
he's not in a crazy amount, but like he was a very important character in that show, from what I understand.
I will give that to you.
Yeah, but he's done a lot of things. X-Men 2 also. He's plays the pivotal role in X-Men 2.
But then on top of that, everybody in the chat room, they've thrown in, is it Tamara or Tamara Glenn? I don't want to say that wrong.
I think you've messed me up. It is, I think it's Tamara.
Okay, that's the way I always said it. I always said it Tamara,
yeah.
But I said now that, I might actually be in the same room with her, I should probably learn.
She's from Halloween 5, so I think that she's our first Halloween guest, much to Corey's chagrin. Like, we've never had a Halloween guest. That's true. We have tried, but it just hasn't happened until now. So,
and then, of course, Mick Strong will be there, and you might as well give him a table. He was going to be there anyway.
I mean, we can't get rid of Mick, But, Mick is bringing, it's like Mick and Friends this year. He's bringing Nick Benson, who I know has been a Scarefest, and also T. Brooklyn Belsimo. They're all friends. And I understand with T. Brooklyn Belsimo, he's kind of new to the circuit. He's wanting to get on, on the HorrorCon circuit and stuff. So his resume is outstanding as well. But the most notable thing is he invented the reverse bear trap used in Saw. So he'll have blueprints of it, and he signs those. So we're really excited to kind of amp up our special effects guest list, because it's always just been Mick. But along with Mick, with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and 4, we've got Ken Sagos. And we only added him just a little bit ago. It might have been a month and a half ago by now, but he was kind of a late addition. But man, we're so excited to have him. That means we've had, we had the Nightmare 2 reunion the first year, and then now we're having Ken Sagos. It always helps to have people from the major franchises, Last year we did Friday the 13th with C.J. Graham and Tom Matthews. So yeah, it's been exciting building this and it's always, it's probably a lot like Scarefest. Of course, you guys have a ton more guests than we do, but you always have this idea, and then things change, people drop out or whatever. So it's always interesting what you think you're going to have, and then what you actually have.
Hope you have them all. Adrian, over to you.
Oh,
You can still keep
Hi.
talking.
I wasn't expecting this format. I thought we would all be hanging out. So I feel bad. Like when you all say something, I'm like, oh, I want to talk, but it's just this.
You're allowed to talk in the background. See, I just did it.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect. So, okay, we actually had a couple of questions in the chat.
All right.
I'm going to. One of them is from Barbara. She said, I noticed that you have a Friday, Saturday format. Do you anticipate that ever moving to a Saturday, Sunday for future shows?
I mean, I think if we did anything, we would just add Sunday. We would do the Friday. Well, we're kind of Friday night. We start at 4:30 for our VIPs, and so we would probably just add Sunday if we do. But we've gone back and forth with that.
Yeah,
there's good and bad, with Sundays.
No, I get that because then where does the madness end? The first year was just the one day. The one day.
The first year, I often forget that we were only one day the first year.
Yeah.
But that day was crazy. I had no idea what we were doing.
You all did great.
Yeah. No, it was great. But I mean, if I look back, I'm just like, how did we do that? Like, but it turned out to be great. And Joe, we had Joe Bob the first year, and that was great. One of the last cons he's done, kind of. I mean, he does his own shows now. But yeah, he does the drive-in stuff and all that. So
it was great. The one day show was great. The last couple and doing the 2 days last year. I mean, I really liked it. And then, like I said, though, you kind of get into Scarefest, like we start on Wednesday, and then you don't leave till Monday, and it's like, when did this become a week-long thing?
Yeah.
But no, okay. I mean, that's definitely interesting. It's something to consider, and I think that people that are traveling from out of state and things like that, it can affect that a little bit. But even if you're traveling and you just get Saturday, it is still a great show to come and check.
Oh yeah, and we're pretty much 10 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 I think for VIPs till midnight. I mean, it's running. We'll talk about activities and stuff, but we're ending it with a rock concert that night. So I mean,
yes, the Frankencon concert.
From hell.
Concert from hell, right? And the band that's playing. So you've got John Wayne is Dead, and then you've got Late Night Zero that's closing that out, right?
Well, Late Night Zero, they're a horror punk band, and then Casket Creatures, who was there the first year, they're actually closing it out. But Casket Creatures, but yeah, so we have basically a full little horror rock show, with the three bands and. It'll be fun. There's there's a cash bar inside the room, and so you don't even have to leave the room to refresh your beverages and stuff.
That's good, because if you order, a drink from the bar out there, maybe next year.
Who knows when you'll get it? Yeah.
Especially with Brandon. If anybody is there and you're near Brandon, you need to move away from.
I'd find luck. I don't know whatever he's bitching about.
I'm gonna take a picture of Brandon to them and be like, if you see this guy,
you owe him.
I'm either gonna have them troll him or get him drinks. I don't know which one.
Right. Well, either one would be fantastic.
The best story was last year. It was at the end of the day, and I went up, and Wes was there, and Brandon was there, and so I sat down, and Wes was like, yeah, Brandon's been waiting 20 minutes for this girl to stop and get his order, and she won't stop. And not 2 minutes later, she stopped and asked me if I needed
Yes. So right before you had sat down, I had been at the table with them, and I moved away, and then you sat down, and then I came back, and she came up and took your order, and Brandon would. So finally, she ended up bringing I think she ended up bringing him like 2 or 3 cheeseburgers, and he had ordered one.
And then, what he loves to tell is, so they put the 2 cheeseburgers in front of him, and then they shut the lights off.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there trying to hold the cheeseburger in the dark.
Right. But so the venue overall, I've stayed there each time now, and the hotel is great. The restaurant, the folks there are very friendly, but you had maybe mentioned something about food trucks. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I love the Hilton, by the way, and their staff just gets overwhelmed with us because they don't really do things like this, especially at night, and we're pretty ravenous drinkers and stuff. So, so they get a little overwhelmed, but they are great. They always treat us good and treat our attendees good. But we will have some food trucks during the day for people. We have Southern Yankee. Corey always messes with me. It's Southern Yankee Hero.
Oh, yes, the gyro.
Yeah. So we got them coming, and we have the Fat Bear Tavern coming. So awesome. we got some cool. Last year we only had one food truck, and this year they're going to be there Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So last year they were only there Saturday.
I applaud you. Last year was great, and I think it is a quarter after. Do we need to do a commercial break?
We do.
The Bombs is a 2024 Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendor. The Bombs makes bath and body products for everyone. Ashley Dobbs makes unique small batch hand-painted bath bombs, plus sugar scrubs, whip soaps, and body oils. Find the Bombs on Facebook and at the monthly Central Kentucky Mystical Market in Lexington. Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendors make the event happen. Be sure to tell them that you heard it here on Scarefest TV.
Tuesday's Crypt features deals with talents in the horror community, from mask makers, sculptors, artists, and more. Plus, podcast Live in the Crypt, shooting the shiz with DK and the Swag, and DK and the Bees, Horror Buzz. Visit their website, join their Facebook group, and thank them for being a Scarefest sponsoring vendor.
And welcome back, everybody. Tonight we're talking with Richard Ewell about the second cousin of Frankencon, a convention down in just right on the edge of Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay, okay.
I'm gonna use that next year.
I'm serious. I spent half the afternoon thinking of alternate names for you all to use. So I'll be dropping them as we go through the episode. From the chat room.
We call Richard Uncle Daddy.
This actually is based on. Okay, we need to talk about the stuff going on at Frankencon because somebody actually asked in the chat room, what type of side events. Now, you all don't do anything off-site as far as out of the hotel. And
no, we've toyed the idea of certain things. It would have been cool to do like a bowling thing, and I did think about it briefly, but it's just too hard. It would be. Because there's a distance between everything here, so it's not like across the street or anything,
Knoxville did not put their airport in Knoxville.
No. But so everything is on site. You don't have to leave. You can park your vehicle and just stay there the whole time.
Okay, but what they do have going, they do keep the stuff going on in the hotel, in the Knoxville Hilton. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Hilton,
okay.
Knoxville Airport.
Hilton, okay,
technically.
Yeah. Hilton, there you go, Hilton Airport. Kicking off activities on Friday. Movie screening, 5 to 6:45 p.m. Solitude, with intro by Mick Strawn. I'm not familiar with that movie.
So it's his movie. He directed it. It's his directorial debut.
Okay, I have not seen it. Is it new? Did he do it 20 years ago?
Yeah. It's basically. I don't know if this is the first showing, but it's.
There you go.
It's pretty close. If it's not, because at Vet City when we were there, they were still doing stuff to it. So I mean, it wasn't final yet. So yeah, it's fresh off the presses, as they say.
So there you go. There's a reason to go right there. Then the Thanksgiving panel, 7 to 7:45. Okay, now I have to ask you about this one. The Felt Nerdy Horror Puppet Show. Tell me this is just not like a couple of you guys with socks.
No, it's not. We actually had it last year. Felt Nerdy, they're a puppet company out of Atlanta, and they do really good stuff. And but we had it last year at like 11 a.m. We wanted to be a kids thing, so it was like 11 a.m. But the con opened at like 10 or 10:30 or something, so there weren't that many people there. I mean, there was like 15 people in there, I guess. Brandon and his family was in there, and but the puppet people did great. Like, they were hilarious. But so this year we're doing 2 shows. So on Friday night we're doing an R-rated horror themed puppet show.
Lord,
so if you like your puppets naughty, here we go.
Well, I know where Wes is going to be.
Well, I'll be in the bar. That's where I'll be. I get that.
They'll have a bar in the room, he said.
That's true. Yeah, we will.
So you can watch the R-rated puppet show and have a rum and coke.
I will think about that. Then the Franken Film Fest, 9 to 10:45.
Yeah.
What you got going on there?
Yeah, we love our Franken Film Fest. So it's a little different than some where like the film fest goes all weekend and they show long form movies and short film. Well, they have different kinds, but basically all ours are short films. So they're all 10 minutes or less, and some are created just for us. And so you won't see them anywhere else until after the show. And but there our creators do seem to be a little heavy on some male body parts.
Oh.
I don't know how it happened. But when you tell somebody to make a Frankenstein like type film, because that's what we did on the first show, they just all assumed that the one body part that would be Frankenstein would be the male genitalia. And so so it's not for kids. It's a lot of fun, and people always have a great time. And this is the first year that we've done it at night, so we wanted to make it more of a party atmosphere, because some of these short films, like last year we had a trailer, that Skinamarink that came out last year. Well, somebody did a parody trailer called Skidamark or something. So it's just a fun time. There's some really creative people, and we're extremely happy to have this. This has turned into Corey's baby somehow, and he loves it. And so we award pride trophies at the end and all that. So we're really excited.
To wrap that up, it's going to be in the evening, so that it's more of a party atmosphere, and there's going to be a lot of wieners, and Corey loves it.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, they are in an undisclosed location right now, watching all the short films, judging them.
Okay. Right now, the location then is public. It's not like you have to buy a ticket and then they tell you where it is, kind of.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So I know one of the things that you all have talked about the last couple of years that you wanted to expand on, and you have this year, are your photo ops. And I see you've got some in costume photo ops. You've got group photo ops. So do you want to talk about some of the photo ops that you're going to have?
Yeah, so photo ops, if you followed Frankencon the past 2 years, it's not gone terrifically. We have had learning curves, because we would love to have like some of the larger companies come in, but being a smaller show, we just we're not there yet. So we are working with our friend Eli, who has worked with us in the past, and at other events, so we know like his quality is good and stuff. He is with Cubster Cosplay Photography, and so he'll be doing all of our photo ops. And we're not just doing like normal photo ops for our reunions. For our reunions, we're doing like theme photo ops, like you said.
Awesome.
So with Linnea, Michelle, and Brink, we're doing a sorority babes and slime ball Bolorama kind of photo op. So I have 10. I have 10 of these, Adrian.
Okay.
I have 10 bowling pins, and these are real. These aren't crafty. Like these
I can tell by
So
the
it's
way
a
you're
regulation photo op.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be a bowling alley background with some pins, and you can hold them. The girls can hold them, whatever, you know. We want the photo ops to be fun, you know, and something really cool to like that you won't find at every place. And then for Thanksgiving and Texas Chainsaw, you know, we'll have a dinner table type setting. Each one will be a little different, but for our Thanksgiving photo op, we'll have Alex Armbruster in costume as John Carver. So he'll be in his John Carver costume, and then Scuba is bringing, so Gabriel Davenport plays Scuba in the movie, and so he'll bring the scuba jacket, and he'll be in that, I'm sure. So you can get a photo op with Ty, Gabriel, and Alex, or you can get one with just Alex. And then for Supernatural fans and other fans that Ty has, we have a single one for him as well. So, and then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one will have a table as well. Kind of like the first year we had John Dugan at the first con.
Yeah.
And we had photo ops with that. So a few people got those. It'll kind of be the same thing, just a little different.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, they're trolling me in the comments, especially Brian Bremer.
Brian
Comments, and he's trolling about the wiener comment. He said there's a photo op of my wiener, and then someone shared a hot dog.
This is Well,
Children.
we call it Frankenpeen. Okay,
Oh.
that's what it's called.
There you go, Wes, put that on your list.
Speaking of
number
Brian,
11.
so Brian Bremer, from what I know, is doing a first ever in costume photo op.
But yes, that's what I was seeing on there.
Yeah, as Pino from Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5. So he's going to be in a Santa jacket, gloves. He'll have the Silent Night, Deadly Night axe. We have a Christmas background. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that. And I know Brian is too. I might have him a plastic wig. We're working on it. So it's going to be fun. We love Brian, and you know, his photo ops they're doing really good. They are limited. So if you see any of the photo ops that you like, you know, because we like to limit them to like 10 to 30, you know, because we only have a certain amount of time. So we urge people, if they do want a photo op, and you can have up to 3 people in the photo op, and yeah, so we're really excited. In the photo ops last year, the first year the photo ops didn't turn out great, but then last year we just made a few glaring errors that we are fixing this year. So the photo op will have a separate room. They're not in the vendor hall anymore. It's got its own private room, and we'll have everything set up, ready to go. Yeah.
Private room for the private pictures. I like it.
For the Frankenwieners.
For the Frankencon. That is perfect. So to recap, there are going to be some awesome photo ops going on at Frankencon. So if any of that sounds cool to you, head over to, can you get these on the website now?
Yeah. So if you go to frankencontn.com, you can buy your tickets, buy your photo ops, or pre-order the event shirt. They're big giant tabs at the top. Just click whichever one you want, and it'll take you straight there.
Big giant tabs at the top. Perfect. And it is 9:30. So I think that means that it's time for a commercial break and our announcements.
We'll be back with more from Richard Ewell from Frankencon's 3rd grade teacher coming up soon.
you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Roomorg magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subisati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Roomorg, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
And our first guest announcement of the evening is Scout Taylor Compton. Yes, this was the reference from Brandon on Facebook where he did the Bruce Lee with the nunchucks. Hey, Adrian, the only reason I knew that reference was last year somebody texted me like weekly asking if Scout was bringing her nunchucks to sign.
Oh.
and so I associated, I said, nope, nunchucks. Scout Taylor Compton coming to Scarefest 2024. And we have Gloria Lynn Henry, another edition from our Phantasm reunion. Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead, Phantasm Ravager coming up. Now we're taking staff applications. We're still taking volunteer applications for Scarefest Weekend 16. Just go to scarefestweekend.com and click the volunteer link, and we have our first meeting in week and a day. Mm-hmm. Week and a day. You can Zoom it, you can be there, but our first in-person meeting, scarefestweekend.com. If you're thinking about it, I signed up for another photographer this week. Next up, speakers. Yes, they are flowing in. We've got about roughly double the number that we can actually have room for right now.
Yes.
So it's going to have to make some hard choices. But yes, if you got something you want to talk about, we are still open to the idea. Goes through May 31st, I believe we looked up this week. You know what we looked up?
Yes, May 31st.
So you still got a month and a half, month and a week, whatever. It's 19,
Yeah.
month and a week, month and 2 weeks, whatever. Go to scarefestweekend.com, click speakers. Scarefest Horror Film Festival, still taking applications. We'll do that up through August. But if you know a independent filmmaker who wants to get it in the film festival, make sure he gets that submission in. I know of one I'm looking for because he's been bugging me all freaking year. And I'm not going to say nothing.
Okay.
I'm not going to say his name. But if you're out there watching person who's been in our film festival before and was just like at Scarefest like last year, get your film in. The Run for Hope 5K. Yes, I am running a 5K coming up May 19th, 2024. Christy Turner is my sponsor for this one. This is another one of my little things just to prove that, yeah, I had a heart attack, but you can suck it. So anyway, speaking of which, I'm up to 52. I'm stalled at 52 subscribers on my Patreon. 52 subscribers on my Patreon. If I am not worth 25 cents a week to you all, I may quit. I just may give it all up. But yeah, 25 cents a week. Anyway, $1 a month will get you full access to my recovery blog, and sometimes I'm kind of funny. Sometimes. And if I get up to 100 by Scarefest, I will do that cosplay you just looked at with a tramp stamp.
Temporary.
It's temporary. Yeah, I'm not going to get nothing permanent. And I
wife
won't get a real tattoo now. Why would I get it just because you all give me $1? Anyway, patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. And I do want to point out the Central Kentucky Mystical Market. Now, we have another 2-day show this month, or next month, May 19th, or 18th and 19th. May 18th and 19th. Clarion Hotel. Look them up on Facebook or go to centralkymysticalmarket.com. Or you can go to scarefestweekend.com. There's a link there. You can find it really, really easy. But write that in your calendars. That's our announcements. But I do want to give a little special. There's a new event coming up in Lexington, Kentucky, and I need to use my sexy, silky voice for this. The Enchanted Forest Ball. This is a new thing coming up from Mystic Luna. And it's the Enchanted Forest Ball presented by Mystic Luna. Join them for a magical evening filled with enchantment and wonder. The event will take place at the Clarion Hotel Conference Center North. The ballroom will be transformed into a mystical forest setting, which I already told them that's way too much work, but they're damned and determined to get that done. Get ready to dance the night away. Actual dance music will be played, and not the stuff Scarefest is famous for. Get ready to dance the night away under twinkling lights and surrounded by lush greenery. Come dressed in your most... What is whimsical attire? I do have to ask about that.
It means flowy and pretty and magical.
I don't do flowy and pretty.
You probably don't have anything whimsical then, Wes.
I can wear my trench coat and then do my little matrix spin. Anyway, prepare to be transported to a fairy tale realm. Don't miss this. Seriously, people, I have more information for you. If you Google it right now, Enchanted Forest Ball, the Eventbrite ticket page will pull up, or you can find them on Facebook, Enchanted Forest Ball. But mark it on your calendars if you're in the Kentucky area here, Lexington, Central Kentucky, July 20th. Save the date. It's going to be something special. And we're back with the guy that lived down the street from Frankencon.
I have one quick thing real quick because Chris Harris is in the comments and he's freaking out about the scout announcement. So there was a little bit of a miscommunication. The clue this week for the photo op was actually for Gloria Henry. She was, okay, so two things, the nunchucks, but also the Rocky Mountains. Her character in Phantasm's name was Rocky. So Chris, calm down. It was Gloria Henry, and I actually was watching the comments on that post, and there were a couple of people who guessed it correctly, so kudos to you. We will go in the comments and we will find the winner, but the winner of the announcement, it was not Scout. Chris, calm down, and I'm so happy for you. That's why I sent you a smiley face yesterday, and that's the closest to a hint anyone will ever get out of me, is a smiley face before an announcement.
Well, so, then I was wrong.
Well, I mean, you know, nunchucks are awesome. And if I didn't think I would crack my skull open, I would probably have a pair. So, you know, love to see ladies using those to kick butt.
I hope we don't watch Owls. We had a film short submitted to our film festival, and it's a fan film for Star Wars. And the guy had lightsaber nunchucks, and I said that will not work.
Oh no!
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that is impossible. That it looks cool. I'll grant him that, but no, I can just you'd have your everybody would be armless. So. Okay, back to the person that thought they knew Frankencon but was mistaken. Okay, now I am going to say, everybody. Frank Saladino is coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
The picture
that
I
be
use
awkward for you, Wes?
It's gonna be. It makes it a special occasion. Yes, everybody. The Sleepaway Camp cosplay that I'll be doing, because I did reach 50 members on my thing. I'm going to cut up. I meant to do it tonight. I was just going to do it on the air, but I said no. I want to wear it again. I'm gonna destroy my shirt. So anyway, my Camp Arawak shirt will be, I'll be going bare midriff despite not having a midriff worth bearing. But she has been laundering my cutoff shorts, my blue jean shorts, so they look.
Well, he already had the cutoff shorts, y'all. It's the shirt he doesn't want to cut up.
I'll buy you another shirt.
The pants. I picked a pair that I'd already ripped the ass out of, and yeah. Anyway. But that is a get. I don't know that I've ever seen him do another convention.
Yeah, I knew the date. I think it was 2009. He did Monster Mania, if I'm If I'm right, I used to know it, but I've forgotten because my brain is melting. But yeah, I think it was like 2009, 2012, something like that. One other con, one other time. So if you need that sleepaway camp poster that you got last year, signed by the 4 people that Scarefest had, bring it on down and get Frank. I mean, it is a rare appearance. You never know how many others they'll do.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
Frank. Yeah, I mean, Frank's a nice guy. And I do know some of his proceeds. We have 2 people that some of their proceeds are going to charities, and that's Frank and Ken. Ken Sagos always does some proceeds to charities too, so that's pretty
Awesome.
cool.
Well, it sounds like with someone in the comments said, Wes, you better get a photo op with him, at least a picture taken with him. And I think that we're gonna have to get a lot of pictures of Wes. I know he's getting a photo with
I don't
Lindy.
mind the photos of me, but Richard showed me a current photo of Frank Saladino.
Oh.
This guy looks better than he did in the goddamn movie.
So you don't want him to be there in his cutoff shirt?
No, and definitely
I don't think he'll have a cutoff shirt on. I don't think
he
it's an
should.
in photo. I don't think it's an in photo in costume photo op.
I'm just saying it will be highly embarrassing for me for a whole new set of reasons.
I'm just looking forward to every time I see you. I'm gonna slap your stomach, make sure your stomach's like red all weekend. And if you got the booty shorts on, you get butt slapped too. So
I feel harassed.
Not yet, but you will be.
You will be.
The stomach I'm not worried about because I'll be sucking that in so hard that as much muscle tension is possible. You could probably punch me in the stomach and I won't know it. But
wear a corset for a little bit, like from now leading up to it, really get your stomach trained for it.
If I thought for a moment that would work,
I'm sure Anita would just put her knee in your back and hang up.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's another attraction. Y'all should do like a banner. That's another attraction, everybody. If you want to see my the second stage of my cosplay, my Sleepaway Camp cosplay, second stage, it will be premiering at Frankencon. But I'm going to tell you, at Scarefest, if you all don't do better than give me 52 members, if I'm still at 52 members, I'm not even going to pull it out for Scarefest.
Guys, get with the program.
Man.
25 cents a week. My ego is just like...
Well, hey, that you have, what'd you say? You have 52 people right now, or you have 48? What'd you
52.
say? You have 52? You have 52 more people subscribe to you than I do.
Well, you haven't asked, and OnlyFans are much easier, apparently, from what I've read, to get subscribers to.
Nothing but love. Let's talk about some more Frankencon things. So I think we've covered tickets. We have covered photo ops. What about? I will say, Frankencon is my favorite show to go to every year. So anybody that's watching, if you have the availability to come down and hang out with us at Frankencon, please do, because it is the most like. It's a great show. It's really laid back. You know, I always tell people we don't ever get to enjoy our own shows, which is true. But what is it, Wes?
I was going to say, not the biggest selection of vendors, but I'll tell you, you all also had some of the best quality vendors.
That's exactly.
I spent more money at Frankencon last year than I did any other of the shows that I went to.
Oh, well, that's good.
But yep, that's what I was going to say. My very first year at Frankencon, I was blown away by the vendors, and I talked to all of them, and so many people said, you know, I've never vended a show before. And I'm like, where the hell? I asked Richard, I said, where the hell did you find these people?
It is funny.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Well, don't you tell us your secrets, but man, your vendors are great.
Well, yeah, I love them. You know, when we first started, we sort of all had jobs and the vendors were mine. And then now, you know, I'm kind of flooded with some other stuff too. But I still love my vendors. And, yeah, you know, we try to... I mean, they come to us mostly. There are a few times where I've reached out to people.
Yeah.
But we try to. I think what me and Corey have decided is like, we do think Frankencon is a fun con to go to, and we try to build this kind of environment of what we would want to do. And I think when you create that, people, those same people kind of flock to you. So the first year, we had a lot of new people come to us because we were new to the area. So, and I mean, some cons are $400 to vend at, and we weren't, especially the first year.
Yeah.
We were very affordable to vend at, and even the second year. I mean, the second and third year, I think we're one of the more affordable cons for what we bring. As far as guests and panels and attendees and stuff, but yeah, and I try to sprinkle out we've got authors and artists. I mean, we got Terrence Muncie and Jason Shepard. They're terrific. They'll both be there. But also in Knoxville, I've got a guy. His name's Cameron. He'll be there with some great art, and you've probably never seen him. So like. It's sprinkling stuff in that but then trying to bring in stuff that you've never seen before. And yeah, Knoxville is just this hotbed for like, creative people. And there's not horror wise, we have CreepyCon is the other con that's in Knoxville. Yeah. And so they can go there, but, so Frankencon's just, and it's local. It's really, it's kind of easy to get in and out of, sometimes loading in and loading out. And if you have like anxieties and stuff like that, Frankencon's a good place to be. Also, we'll have a room this year that's dedicated to just puzzles and games and a chill out place where you can just walk. If you get overwhelmed or something, you can just go in there and hang out. Now, in that same room, at some point on Saturday, there will be a Fright Bites is doing the spooky cookie decorating.
Yeah.
So it's free. You just have to sign up at the Fright Bites table on Friday and Saturday. And limited space, so be sure if that's something you want to do, you can do that. So it might be in there for like an hour, but for the most part, that room will just be dedicated to Joe Bob puzzles, and there's some games and stuff in there too.
Awesome, that's really cool, and that's something that you don't see at bigger shows. I mean, especially Scarefest. Obviously, it's hard to even find a chair. For your old aching knees and back, and that's something that we have been working on this year too, and I love that idea. So definitely something that people can take advantage of, where you can go and chill out for a few minutes, and then you can go back on the floor, or go to the next activity that is planned. So that's really cool.
Yeah, something different this year too is we're actually going to have a vehicle in the lobby.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna have a replica of the Dragula from the Munsters in the lobby.
Oh,
so
wow.
That'll be really fun. I'm really excited about that. I hope it can fit through the doors. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. That's a good hope.
I'll bring a wrench.
Yeah, bring a wrench, Wes.
Do we need to do one more commercial break?
One more, and we got Joe Lewis's movie review. Then we'll be back with a little bit more. We can always run along.
Trick Treat Studios is a Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendor. Trick or Treat Studios is the one-stop shop for high-quality Halloween and horror. Shop masks, costumes, figures, collectibles, games, and more from your favorite movies. Find Trick or Treat Studios online at trickortreatstudios.com.
Joel of Robinson Hart is a Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendor. Joel Robinson has been the official Scarefest weekend artist since its beginning in 2008. Joel is a movie cover artist and a Universal Monsters artist. Visit Joel for posters, canvases, t-shirts, purses, and backpacks. Visit Joel's Etsy page at joelrobinsonart.com.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and this week, oh yes, hold on, there's a sign that says "Welcome, Foolish Mortals" on the back. I don't need to make sure that you can see that. Welcome, Foolish Mortals. So I have one of the best side gigs on earth. Always say it, I have a privileged life. That being said, I'm a very lucky person, but sometimes I'm so privileged, I get to watch movies about killer swimming pools. Oh, God. We're going to talk about 2024's Night Swim. And this movie actually made some money. It made some money. And I didn't realize when it was coming out in the spring. It's already on Peacock, so if you have Peacock, you can stream it. I didn't realize that Night Swim actually had Wyatt Russell, who's a really good actor, son of Kurt Russell, in some really good things that I like. And Carrie Condon, who plays his wife in this, she's in Rome. She is in Ray Donovan. She is in the Banshees of Ronin. Oh my God. But she's in this. They got him somehow. I don't know. Paid well, I guess. And the movie is called Night Swim. And this baseball player played by Wyatt Russell. And this movie made $54 million at the box office. Directed and written by Bryce McGuire. He has some sort of degenerative illness. Wyatt Russell's character. So he can't play baseball anymore. He's a professional baseball player. So they have to move. And he has 2 young children. And he hopes the backyard swimming pool, this new house that is fed by a natural spring, they say, hint, will make him feel better because they encourage him to be able to swim. What happens is the more they swim in this pool, the kids notice it, the more there's stuff going on. There's ghosts in the pool. And what we find out, spoiler alert, I'm just going to ruin this entire movie for you because, anyway, what a terrible picture. It's not quite so bad that you should never watch it. It's a haunted swimming pool. It's produced by James Wan, the main man that gave us Insidious, but this is really just a haunted swimming pool. And what we find out is the wife, who, because the husband's an idiot, starts investigating this, and we find out that several different families have lived there over time, lost people. Basically, it's kind of like a wishing well, and it grants wishes. I know, you'll find this out 65, 70 minutes into the movie. Kind of grants wishes, but it requires a sacrifice. There's some really good jump scares. Okay, let me rephrase. There's a couple of pretty decent jump scares in it. I'm trying to think of positive things to say. There's some pretty decent jump scares. The acting's not actually Wyatt. Looks like he's phoning it in. I must be honest. A couple of them look like they're just phoning it in. And I don't blame them. Is the movie awful and you shouldn't watch it? No. It's just kind of stupid because it's about a haunted swimming pool. And I get a little bit of it. It's like Insidious. Insidious did a really good job of because if it's a haunted house, leave. Well, the kid was haunted. That made sense. It was a fresh take. Ooh, it's a haunted house. I guess if the pool is making the character played by Wyatt Russell better, he's starting to be able to play baseball and all those things. I guess it's hard to leave, but it requires a sacrifice. That's probably going to be his son. So I have a son. And if they told me I couldn't do this anymore or have to give up my son, no offense, I'm probably going to give you all up. Deuces. I love the kid. I kind of see where it's going. Is it a terrible movie? No. The production value is good. It looks decent. It's just, at the end of the day, about a haunted effing swimming pool. I wish they would have actually delved more into the history of it. I'd like to have learned more. They'd have had to explain a little bit more. It doesn't really work. If you have Peacock and you want 85 minutes of meh and a couple of good jump scares, then this is for you. If you don't have Peacock, do not in any way, shape, or form go out of your way to watch this. It's a haunted swimming pool movie. It really is. Didn't know I'd do that. Next week, Pooh Bear, Blood and Honey. I think I'm going to do it. All right. Love you all. This has been Joe.
And welcome back, everybody. We got a few more minutes talking about Frankencon's work wife tonight. I put a lot of work into this.
I'm going to use that one. That's what I'm going to start calling Corey.
So I think one of the only things that we haven't talked about yet there are some events that we haven't gone over on Saturday, and then your after hours events. We had talked about that, and those are free to ticket holders, that you don't have to pay anything extra to go to these events.
Nope. Yeah, all the after hours stuff, which includes the film fest and everything else we do. It's included with your general admission ticket. If you get VIP, obviously there's a lot of perks with that, including some special prints and other swag bags and stuff that goes along with that, and early admission. But we have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie screening Saturday night with the cast doing an intro and Q&A, so that'll be really fun. Always good seeing that movie with a bunch of people. And we also have a scene breakdown, which we were kind of famous for, with Ken Sagos and Mick Strawn and Nick Benson. So what we do is we'll show Kincaid's junkyard scene from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, and they'll do kind of a live commentary talk over that.
Awesome.
So we've got that. And then Ginger Lynn is in a movie called The Gifted, and it's by a Knoxville Strange Films Productions with August Aguilar. And they're doing we're going to show the movie, and they're going to do an intro and talk about it. So that's at noon that's at 12:30 on Saturday with a Ginger.
Awesome.
We also have a costume contest. So that people can sign up for that on Saturday. There's some cool prizes along with that. Last year we had, it's a really cool contest. It's not overwhelming like a lot of them yet anyway, I guess. There's there's usually about 30 people, and just everybody has a lot of fun with those. So yeah.
Is that is Corinne going to be working on that this year?
Yeah. So, she's doing it too. Yeah.
Funny story. I was at Horror Hound a couple weekends ago, and anytime I leave my house, I'm always wearing event shirts. Like tonight, I'm wearing my Haunters Against Hate shirt, but like at Horror Hound, I was wearing my Frankencon shirt, my Bride of Frankencon. And I was walking down an aisle, and this girl stops me, and she's like, "Oh my God, I love your shirt." And I was like, "Thank you." And I started telling her about the show, and she's like, "Oh, I know. I was there last year, and I'm going to help them out with their costume contest this year." And I was like, "Oh, great." And I introduced myself, and she said her name was Corinne, and I panicked because my middle name is Corinne, and I've never met another Corinne in my life.
That's funny.
So I was so excited, and I had to tell her all about it. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing
she's awesome.
her. She's very nice, and that costume contest.
Yeah, she's a cosplayer herself. She's amazing, and she puts the costume contest on, and she's going to be hosting it along with another guest we have. Her name is Kaylee Guerrero, and she's a special effects artist and a content creator. But if the last name Guerrero seems familiar, she's actually Eddie Guerrero, the wrestler's youngest daughter.
Oh, wow.
So she'll be hosting the costume contest with Corinne. So I'm very excited just to have them do that.
Well, by name alone, she has my stamp of approval. I don't know how you feel about the other Richards in the world, or Wes, how you feel about the other Wesses, but if her name's Corinne, she's got to be pretty cool.
I feel about them the same way Android users feel about iPhone users.
Those are fighting words.
Those are.
Text bubble. When I text him, he's always the problem in the group chats because the rest of us have iPhones. And...
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do we have any other questions from the chat? I know we still got some people hanging out with us. We're right at that 10 o'clock mark. If anybody has any questions, Frankencon is in how many days is it, Richard? How many days is Frankencon?
21 days.
21 days.
21 days.
We're drinking. We're at drinking age now.
Yes. And also, if you're coming down to Frankencon, my birthday is that week. So please, come down, and we can maybe have is Corrupt Cakes going to be there this year?
So they're not. They were going to be there, and she had to back out.
Well, we have Fright Bites.
For some reasons. We do have Fright Bites, but man, these cupcakes, I never got any the first year either.
I didn't get any
So
year.
I'm like
I
just
got
mad because I never got any. And then
I didn't either.
Then last year she didn't have the cupcakes, I don't think.
That's right. So
she
the
had
first
cookies and stuff.
Last year she didn't bring cupcakes, but I did get the cookies. We got a Felissa Rose cookie, and that's something pretty cool. And I don't know if Fright Bites, I don't want to say something and then it not happen, but Fright Bites does some pretty cool silhouette celebrity cookies, and did some at Scarefest last year. And Fright Bites is amazing. So if you all come down and buy me some Fright Bites for my birthday, I need more Fright Bites in my life. Let's see. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, Richard? I know we've kind of jumped all over the place a bit.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. I love you guys, and I appreciate y'all's support. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. No, Frankencon's awesome. We're just, a few dudes just that decided to start a convention and making our way through life. So I think if people come, they'll really enjoy themselves. If you buy tickets online, you'll save some cash. Our weekend tickets only $40, so that's a pretty good price. And you get a lot for that money because you go till midnight basically both nights. So yeah, I'm just really excited. There's still a lot I have to do, which I've been putting off. And I need to get on, I guess.
At all.
I know, right?
I remember the very first year that you all had it. You were doing a live with Wes. I think you were on Scarefest TV. It was Friday night because the show was just Saturday.
Yep.
And I was in the restaurant and I pulled my phone up and I saw that you all were doing live. So I took off running through the hotel and I broke into the vendor room through the back. And I ran in and started.
I remember that.
You all are always, it's a lot of fun. So
it is. It really is. And you'll meet a lot of people, like you'll meet friends and new friends, and it's just, I can't explain it. It's just a really cool experience.
Good vibe.
It is a good vibe. And we do have, we did this last year. But we will have police around so people will feel safe and stuff. So, I mean, not alarmingly, but we have two officers. I just like people to feel safe, because you never know in this world. And we have two officers that hang around, and they actually love coming because we're weird,
Well, heck yeah. I mean, if Wes is there, I always feel safe, especially in his cutoff.
I was the one feeling threatened, but okay.
We're gonna put a little sheriff's badge on your shirt, on your cutoff shirt.
Bring one of your cowboy hats.
I have a badge.
Also, I'm coming off of sickness, so I guess it's good it happened now and not in a couple weeks. So.
Well, hey, if you're anything like Brandon, you can get sick again in a week. So.
Well, let's hope not. Corey will just wheel me out on a dolly and prop me up in the corner.
So Robert Manning is calling out to you in the chat, Wes. Santa, I'm pretty sure is that what he's talking about? Who's he talking about in there? Robert.
Get me, I guess. I was Santa. I've done it.
Awesome.
And by the way, we will be doing our show live Friday night from Frankencon.
Oh yeah. Okay, awesome. So we did that last year and it was hella fun. So let's get, a little bit tipsy and do that again. Chasing people through the hotel. It was fun.
And so everybody, do not forget, coming up May 10th and 11th, tickets are online at frankencontn.com. Yes, we have been talking tonight about Frankencon's love child. And still got two more. So we will see everybody at Frankencon's baby mama.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
Good night, everybody.
Night.